Time for more coffee stories. Dave and Ian here from the Driftaway roasting team, previewing our whole bean and ground coffee offerings for June and July.
This coffee was grown on a single farm by a conscientious farmer who was closely involved in every aspect of the process, from selecting varietals to harvesting and milling.
This coffee is from Nicaragua, which is located in Central America, south of Honduras, and north of Costa Rica. Finca San Ramon is within the department of Nueva Segovia, which lies along the northern border with Honduras.
Donald Efren Roque bought a 10-hectare farm in the early 90s. He named his farm Ramon to honor his father, Ramon Roque. The farm has since grown as he acquired adjacent plots over the years. As a coffee producer, Roque is passionate about growing specialty coffee and focuses on growing high-quality lots with interesting varietals.
So hi, I'm Ana Sofia from the Relationship Building team. We work creating relationship between roasters and producers, but also kind of creating synergy between different departments that we work with and leading internal projects as well.
Have you worked with Donald Roque from San Ramon closely? Did you know him?
I know him personally. I've been 3 times to his farm so far. Mm-hmm. He has been working with CARAVELA for over 6 years now, and CARAVELA has been in Nicaragua for 7 years. So we are kind of like happy to say that he is one of our long-standing relationships in Nueva Segovia, that is kind of at the north side of the country. Our PECA team, or our, the technicians that are part of our grower education program, they have been working hand in hand with Finca San Ramon and Donald to kind of improve at the farm level in terms of farm management, processing techniques, and other needs that he might face or doubts that he might encounter along the way. It's not that we help him select the coffee, because that is a very personal decision for the farmer. Selecting the variety is a big investment, and we advise the farmers in terms of, will this variety work, depending on the climate conditions, the altitude, the soil conditions as well. So what I know from him, and because I have had the opportunity to meet him, is that he looks at 2 things when you think about a variety that is planted at his farm. And one is quality, crop profile, and the second one, he looks at yield. So all the variety that he plants the most have a good yields in terms of production, and this is because he wants to create like a balance in terms of quality, profitability, long-term success of his farm. So he plays with those 2 things when he thinks about, like, what variety should I have in my farm.
The mix of varietals that are going into the lots are really interesting, and they cup out well. So yeah, it seems like it's working pretty well. Yeah, go ahead.
He has around maybe like 40% of his 45% of his total plants production. It's red catuai, and around 35% is pacas, and then like he has a small percentage that is 10% yellow catuai, and then he's experimenting like maraguchipe. I think that's around 6%, and then 4% pacamara. So if we take this into account, we're saying that around 80% of his production is just 2 main varieties. The 2 varieties that complement really well. If you mixed like red catuai and pacas, or even with yellow catuai, it's all fine. They are different varieties, but when you are processing, you don't have like much difficulties in terms of calibrating like the depulpers, or finding the optimal level of ripeness if both of them like are red, because it's like red pacas, and like finding the perfect picking point for yellow catuai as well. So it's a very interesting mix that he has created. And again, it's these varieties have quality and also productivity. Yes, they are susceptible to coffee leaf rust, but he has done a great job at managing the farm, more focused on preventive measures than reactive ones. So that's a way that you can control coffee leaf rust as well in the plantations.
That's interesting. So it's two parts. You can pick any variety you like, but you also have to know how to grow that variety well. So
exactly.
Yeah.
And also, like, you need to say you are at the same altitude. So his farm goes like from 1200 to 17. So the varieties perform different in each altitude. So also you had to look at the soil. Where do you need like to put more potassium or phosphorus? So he's doing all of this and knows, how to kind of improve plant health and the soil health as well.
Is there anything that you think that I should know about Donald Roque and Finca San Ramon that I haven't sort of planned to ask? Is there anything that you would like to add?
Well, yeah, there are like several things.
Sure.
When it comes, there was a question about how is it to work with him. I can personally say, and if you ask our packet technicians as well or the quality team, we can say that he is a very open person. He's always open to listen and to kind of follow recommendations, try new things, and is always looking for improvement, harvest after harvest, whether it is like finding what fermentation range works best for this variety, or like implementing a tank to flow the coffee so he can, like get rid of the dry cherries or the cherries with lower density that at the end improve his quality. But also it helps him like sell this coffee that does not go to the specialty market in the local market. So he has to, he is kind of differentiating the raw material from the beginning instead of after the pulping. So this is very strategic, requires some investment, but it's good for the producer, for the way you operate, and ultimately for quality. San Ramon is a very important farm for the communities around the farm. It's kind of employs, like permanent employees. They have like 30 year round. And when it's the harvest peak, they have around 200. So can you imagine the impact that this farm has for the local economy around Dipildo, Ocotal, and just kind of Nueva Segovia, which I find very, important, inspiring, and there's a lot of work behind this. And he works with all, with all like the community, this 30 people that are year round, but also with his family that are part of the success that he has had with his sons. He's he is an entrepreneur. So he's always like doing new things, and like sometimes you don't see that like at the farm level, but it might be something in terms of managing better the farm from the accounting side of aspect. So it's very interesting and inspiring to work with him in that sense.
I'm kind of curious, and I'm sure that some of the people who will view this video will be curious, because most of them are big coffee drinkers. And does Donald drink coffee? Does he enjoy drink coffee? And does he drink his coffee that he harvests from his farm?
Yes, as a good coffee producer that he is, and because he knows as well his quality and his coffee potential, he drinks coffee every day. And aside from being like a coffee grower, he is again an entrepreneur. In the city where he lives, he has a mini market, and the mini market is called San Judas. In this mini market, he has like a coffee shop, and he also sells like roasted coffee, maybe coffee below screen 14, but still good coffee, or just some coffee that he's specifically said, I'm gonna sell this coffee to the local market. And I know from him that he likes the Pacas variety because it was the first that was planted at the farm. And because it goes with what he shares and tries to do at the farm, quality and yield. It's a very productive plant with a great cup profile.
This coffee has a sweet floral aroma and bright notes of citrus and berries that are balanced out by undertones of brown sugar. It can be brewed using pour-over technique and will also work well in an auto-drip coffee machine. For more info about this coffee, visit driftaway.coffee/NSR and visit the links in the description below for our other profiles this month. Just a reminder that we also sell coffee brewing supplies. Check out our work-from-home coffee kit in the shop drop-down menu for your home grinding and brewing needs. Thanks for checking out Coffee Stories. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next month.